This is RTV6 News at 5, working for you.
Don't want any other family to have to go through what we have had to go through.
A heartbreaking story tonight of a Muncie mom who lost her baby to sepsis.
As RTV6's Stephanie Wade finds out, this serious medical condition strikes more than 1 million Americans every year.
And up to 30% of those people will die from it. Tonight, how this family turned tragedy into healing.
It all happened so fast.
The night before, she had a fever, and she was 18 months, so I just thought she was teething.
Jessica O'Hearn gave her baby Jocelyn Tylenol. Her fever went down. They were at her mother's house, and they went to bed, thinking she'd be better by morning.
I woke up to her screaming that Jocelyn was dead.
She was found dead in her crib the next day.
The whole shock of it, to just, wake up and for her to be gone. It's still hard.
It turns out the 1-year-old had strep. She died from sepsis. Did you know what sepsis was?
No.
Nearly 300,000 people die from sepsis each year in our country. That's 1 every 2 minutes. Statistics show more people die from sepsis than prostate cancer, breast cancer, and AIDS combined.
It's an infection that basically goes rogue.
Anyone can contract sepsis. Almost any infection can lead to it. That's why people like Jessica might not recognize its symptoms, like fever, chills, high heart rate, rash, or confusion. Many of these compatible with other conditions, making it that more difficult to diagnose. Experiencing this firsthand, Jocelyn's family went to work to fight for awareness and action. They contacted their state representative, Kevin Mahan.
Originally, it was planned to be an hour, but it turned into almost 3 hours just after him listening to what we had to say.
They drafted a bill in January, and Governor Holcomb signed it into law, taking effect July 1st. Named Jocelyn's Law, it establishes statewide protocol guidelines to screen patients for sepsis, not just at hospitals, but all healthcare facilities.
Home health care agencies, community clinics, visiting nurses.
Given only 58% of adults in the U.S. have actually heard the word sepsis.
It's going to save lives. She's going to save lives.
Yes, it will. Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
And sepsis is the largest killer of children. More than 5 million die each year worldwide. The Indiana State Department of Health will be responsible for developing and implementing the new protocol training.
Developing right now, Metro Police are investigating a double shooting on the city's west side. IMPD says it happened on the 1200 block of North Sheffield Avenue, not far from 16th Street and White River. Homicide detectives were called to the scene. Police confirmed 2 men have been shot, and they are both in critical condition at a local hospital. But there's no word on a possible suspect or motive in this case.
Moving to weather, skies are mostly cloudy outside. We are enjoying temperatures in the 80s. Quite a pretty day outside, Kevin.
It's a nice change from yesterday where we were just firing up all those thunderstorms. There are a couple of thunderstorms to look at. You'll see those to the south. And just like yesterday, where it rains, it all outpours. We're going to head down between Columbus and Seymour, and that thunderstorm there building for the time being. What happens is they go through a normal life cycle, about 45 minutes. Once it's pouring, then this is collapsing, and you build another. But anywhere along 65 between Columbus and Seymour, expect a heavy downpour there. This has also just popped up in northwest portions of Greene County, northeast of Linton, northwest of Bloomfield, just to the west of 231. Temperatures, as we mentioned, warm. It's 84 in Indy, 86 in Muncie, 86 in Terre Haute, anywhere in the metro area within a couple degrees of the mid-80s with humidity. The isolated thunderstorms stay south this evening. Temperatures will be slow to fall. We'll be at 73 degrees at 11 o'clock tonight.
Tonight, more concern about the proposed site for the new Marion County Criminal Justice Center. The Indiana Lawyer publication highlighted concerns from judges about contamination at the site. Last month, RTV6 found a report that listed 14 different chemicals found on the site. The location was once home to a gas manufacturing plant. People RTV6 spoke with in May were concerned about contamination. Today, Andy Mallon, who is Mayor Joe Hogsett's representative for the project, is quoted as saying a handful of judges are looking at it from a perspective of ignorance. Judge Mark Stoner would not address that comment, but told RTV6 his experts have told him that a stream on the 140-acre campus would have to be labeled hazardous.
Our understanding is the stream that will go in front of the courthouse may very well have to be marked as being hazardous. And I personally don't think that representation was ever made before. And so when I hear our experts say that, that causes me great concern.
Allen would not do an on-camera interview, but in a written statement told RTV6, quote, "This site will be safe to the public and those living and working in the buildings. Every expert that has looked at the site and our remediation plans has come to the same conclusion. When the city executes its designs as planned, there will be no unreasonable health risks from using the site as intended."
The founder of a popular tourist destination, Fair Oaks Farms, released a video statement today apologizing for animal cruelty videos released this week by an animal rights group.
Watching this video broke my heart and created a sadness that I'll have to endure the rest of my life. I am sorry and I apologize for the footage in this video.
Now, we can't show you the video because it is too graphic, but these are some images captured by the Animal Recovery Mission during an undercover investigation. Fair Oaks Farm is located off I-65 between Indianapolis and Chicago. Fair Oaks Farms founder Mike McCloskey's new video statement says the farm will install cameras to prevent animal cruelty. He also said 4 employees who appeared in the video have been fired. Fair Oaks Farms will partner with an animal welfare group to do frequent audits and will hire an employee whose sole job is to ensure the animals are treated properly. McCloskey also says he's working with the Newton County attorney to prosecute the workers who abused the animals.
I am committed to never again have to watch a video of our animals suffering the way that they suffered. It is a commitment that I guarantee you that this will not happen again.
The Newton County Sheriff's Office is now looking into the video as well.
Covering education, tuition at Indiana University is going up. IU says there's a 2.5% increase for in-state undergraduate students at all campuses across the state. The university's Board of Trustees approved this tuition plan this week. Tuition is also going up by 3% for out-of-state students on the Bloomington campus. This year's IU in-state tuition was $10,680. That's less than 7 of the 14 Big Ten schools. A mother in Delaware County faces neglect charges after police say she tried to hide syringes in her son's empty pockets. Eaton Police Department officers initially pulled the 31-year-old woman over on Tuesday for speeding. A police dog picked up a scent of drugs inside the vehicle, and the woman's 10-year-old son was then asked to empty his pockets. Police found a $20 bill and 3 syringes in his pockets. The child told police that his mother had given him the syringes, one of which was uncapped. The mother is charged with neglect and unlawful possession of syringes.
Still ahead on the Now Indy at 5:30, relief from robocalls, the new rule and how it could help stop those annoying calls.
But first, a wrong-way driver on I-70, the shocking reason he gave for putting other drivers in danger, and what a local 911 center says about this case and how the community responded. Kevin.
And looking north now with a Weather Now camera, just in fair weather cumulus clouds. I'll show you which direction you need to look for thunderstorms as we go into tomorrow. Coming up.
Join us from 4:30 to 7.
Welcome back. We are working to find out more about this unbelievable scene here in Hancock County on I-70. The driver sped the wrong way down the highway for several minutes before police got him to stop. The Hancock County Sheriff's Department tells RTV6 the driver was not impaired. When an officer questioned the driver, he said he was going the wrong direction because it was faster. He was charged with reckless driving. The Hancock County 911 Center says they received about 25 911 calls in a 10-minute span as the driver was going the wrong way.
The investigation into a deadly motorcycle crash in Avon continues, but tonight we are learning the name of the man killed in the wreck. The Avon Police Department says 34-year-old Albert Thompson II was pronounced dead at the scene. He crashed his motorcycle at a roundabout on County Road 100 North and County Road 1050 East in Avon early yesterday morning. Investigators say it is still not clear how or why Thompson lost control of his motorcycle.
Former Purdue football great and Super Bowl winning quarterback Drew Brees is involved in a civil trial with a jeweler. The jeweler allegedly sold Brees and his wife diamonds at far above their actual value. Our Scripps station in San Diego says the lawsuit filed in San Diego Superior Court last year accuses C.J. Charles Jewelers of selling Brees and his wife $15 million worth of diamonds between 2012 and 2016. However, when Brees and his wife took the diamonds to an independent appraiser in 2017, they were told that the diamonds were worth about $9 million less than what they had paid. The civil trial began today.
Developing tonight, new autopsy results reveal what caused 3 Americans to die at the same resort in the Dominican Republic. Those people all died within days of one another, and now another couple is coming forward, suing, saying they got seriously ill at that same resort. ABC's Maggie Ruley with the latest on this growing mystery.
3 American tourists all dying in the same week at the same island resort. A new autopsy report revealing Cynthia Day and her fiancé Nathaniel Holmes both had an enlarged liver and lung swelling. And Miranda Shop Werner had a narrowing of her right coronary artery that supplies blood to the heart. But this preliminary report does not conclusively specify any cause of death. Police say all 3 victims who arrived separately checked into the Bahia Principe resort on the same day, but stayed in different buildings on the property. Authorities do not believe foul play was involved in their deaths. As officials with the Dominican Republic's Attorney General's office continue to investigate, the families of those who died are demanding answers.
We want to get to the bottom of it. We want to find out how 2 healthy individuals could end up dead in a hotel room.
Day's family says they're waiting on her body to return to the U.S. so they can run their own toxicology exam. Now a Colorado couple has come forward. Caitlin Null says last year she and her boyfriend were forced to leave the Bahia Principe resort early after their room began to smell strongly of spilled paint.
We both woke up soaked in sweat at like 4 in the morning and kind of terrified.
The pair's now suing the resort, claiming that chemicals caused abdominal cramps, dizziness, watering eyes, blurred vision, and shortness of breath. The Attorney General's office stresses this is a preliminary report, and they're waiting on the toxicology results before they release a final official report on the real cause of these 3 deaths. Maggie Ruley, ABC News, New York.
Working for you now with an important recall alert. Apple is recalling its Apple World Travel Adapter Kit. The 3-prong AC wall plug adapters can break and expose the metal portion of the adapter, which could pose the risk of an electric shock. There are 6 reports of injuries in other countries. Apple stores and other electronic stores nationwide sold these Apple adapter kits from January 2003 through January 2015. You should immediately stop using the recalled wall plug adapters and contact Apple for free replacement adapters.
You can call the generation that rents everything from cars to clothes to houses. Millennials appear to be buying less and less. But our Scripps team tried to find out why.
I just feel like really long-term things people don't value it.
While seeing houses, realtor Christina McPherson says she sees it firsthand. Young adults not looking for the commitment of a mortgage.
It's not that it's not affordable, but maybe they're not saving as much. Maybe their mentality is different and they want to have those epic Instagrammable moments.
One millennial told our Scripps team it might be a matter of old values that are not really cherished anymore. She says people just are not invested in long-term commitments to anything, so that could be why more and more people are renting and not buying.
Makes sense, huh? Dolly Parton is a country music legend, and what legend doesn't break a few rules?
Well, Dolly just revealed that she sleeps with her makeup on, so you'll never hear a beauty expert give you that advice. That's usually big no-no,
right? Yeah. But in an interview with the New York Times, Dolly admitted that she cleans her face in the morning instead of at night. Parton told the Times that she wants to make sure that she stays camera ready in case of an overnight emergency like a fire or a tour bus breaking down. The American Academy of Dermatology recommends both men and women wash their face once in the morning and once at night.
That's why you always wear cute pajamas to bed.
That's true, too. But doesn't that ruin the pillowcases?
She probably can have as many pillowcases
that's
as she
true.
wants.
On order.
She's not doing the laundry.
That's something, though. This is a good motto. Always be camera ready.
Camera ready.
And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
we have
6
a few in
of them
here.
Right.
And a new
We're
one
all
up
ready.
there.
All right. We're always on camera, and I'm never ready. There's a downpour for you just to the south of Columbus. Hopefully you're ready for that if you're driving south on 65 towards Seymour. These will be very limited, but it'll definitely move you inside if it happens to move over your place. Just very heavy rainfall, but very isolated. From Bloomfield, just north of Bloomfield to north of Linton in Greene County. Notice how it just kind of fans out, but you certainly would get half an inch of rain in an hour's period of time, if not a little more. To the north, not much happening, nothing happening as a matter of fact, and we'll stay dry. The next 24 hours, the best chance of rain is going to stay to the south. Warmer air is expanding well to the north. 83 in Peru, 3 degrees warmer in Muncie, Greensburg right now. Winds, Decatur County at 87 degrees. Let's go for a walk, and I've got 2 leashes to walk tonight. Russell and Preston, how about that? English, Springer, Spaniels. And don't you love it? Dogs are smart. They found the shade. See the sun line there?
I don't blame them.
Yeah, they're just inside the shade line. Thanks for Mary Couts for sending in the picture. Temperatures low 80s. Will be slow to drop tonight. Dry and 73 at 11. 7 o'clock this evening, Terre Haute to Bloomington to Seymour. Along that line, these isolated downpours. By the time we get to 11, those are starting to fade away. Nice breeze tomorrow out of the east-northeast. It will be anywhere from 15 to 25. We'll call it windy at times. Temperatures are just about as warm as today, maybe a little cooler, lower 80s most spots. Any chance for thunderstorms again will target the southern portion of the state, more likely Terre Haute to Columbus south. As we get to the weekend, the chance will extend into central and northern Indiana. Friday, see the showers spinning down in Kentucky. That's where they're most likely. A few may sneak above or north of the Ohio River, but over the weekend, this whole system will pivot and bring more rain into central Indiana. Not a weekend washout. Saturday and Sunday, about a 40% chance for thunderstorms, driven certainly by the heat of the day. And just like the last few days, when it rains, it will pour. That's the downside, is that the rain could be heavy at times. 7 a.m. till 10 a.m. there are morning showers. Terre Haute, Greensburg, Bloomington, and Seymour. Driving to the northwest as they spiral into the state from the southeast. Here's your 7-day planner. We're consistently comfortable is one way to put it next week. Rain chances are around Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. All of those days, 4 in a row, temperatures will be in the 70s for highs and barely in the 70s next Thursday. 72 is quite cool.
That is cool for this time of year.
Yes.
Look at that.
I'm camera ready. Yes, you are.
Ready for your close-up, Kevin. Well, fire traps a 90-year-old woman in her home, and at the same time, a group of teens decide to head out for a drive. How this coincidence saved a life.
Keller and Keller, right now.
Welcome back. RTV6's parent company, Scripps, now owns Court TV and has brought back the network.
And right now, Court TV's Julie Grant is following the conclusion of the trial against the former NFL tight end Kellen Winslow II, who is accused of rape.
The jury is deliberating for a 3rd day. We go to Julie with the very latest.
Hello to you. I'm Julie Grant with Court TV Live, your front row seat to justice. We are still on a verdict watch in the case of the state of California versus Kellen Winslow II. The former NFL star is being accused by 5 different Jane Does of sexual misconduct. There are 12 criminal counts that the jury is deliberating at this very moment. 3 of them involve alleged forcible rape. In this case, the prosecution put forth 29 different witnesses. The defense chose to put on a case. Although they don't have to put on a shred of evidence, they put on 5 witnesses. One of them was not Kellen Winslow II. He decided not to testify in his own defense, which of course is his constitutional right and cannot be held against him. We have a crew out in San Diego following this case as closely as possible. As soon as we get word of anything happening with this jury, we will have it here on Court TV. So stay with us for gavel-to-gavel coverage. I'm Julie Grant. Now back to you in the studio.
Julie, thank you. Remember, you can stream Court TV live 24 hours a day at courttv.com.
I was getting ready for bed in the bathroom, and I turned around. The head of my bed was covered with flames.
For 58 years, Catherine Ritchie called this place her home.
Well, that is until 3 weeks ago when a fire ripped through the house in Sapulpa, Oklahoma, trapping the 90-year-old helplessly inside.
Well, that's when a group of teenagers just looking for something to do ended up being exactly the right place at the right time. The 4 boys, ages 14 to 17, went outside, and first thing they noticed was the smell. They say it smelled like burning rubber.
Now, they heard the house alarm go off. Inside, Catherine was trying to put the fire out before she gave up, calling 911.
But then came another problem. Thick, heavy smoke she couldn't see to get out. The boys jumped in the action. 14-year-old Nick manages to get through the back door, finding Catherine in the hall, lost in the smoke.
This young boy was right there, and he picked me up, and I said, I can walk, and he said, we're getting out of here.
I just kind of heard her. And then I went to the right of the house, there was no one there. Then I went to the left of the house, and then I saw her in the hallway. So I just grabbed her and took her to
Well, Catherine made it out safe, so did the boys. Firefighters stopped the flames before they spread.
Catherine has one word constantly on the tip of her tongue. She's grateful. She says the boys who helped her are special. All new at 6 p.m. here on RTV6. A growing problem on Indiana roads as officers in training. Why they say boots on the ground is a big part of the solution.
But first on the Now Indy, 75 years ago today, June 6, 1944, also known as D-Day. We are lucky enough to sit down with a World War II veteran who is sharing his incredible story from that day. You're watching RTV6.